Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to Crime Zone.
A South Carolina landscaper has been sentenced to 12 years in prison this week after he set his neighbor's house on fire when he refused to pay exorbitant prices for his services. According to reports, the incident took place earlier this year in the town of Fort Mill when 43-year-old Jacob Lee Cabasal approached two of his neighbors and demanded that they hire him at an unreasonably high rate to provide them with landscaping services. When the men refused, Cabasal became furious and started to harass them and send them threatening text messages. Things finally came to a head in March when Cabasal went to one of the men's homes, poured gasoline on the doors that were the only entrances and exits to the property, and set them on fire. Thankfully, the owner of the home, Herman Pringle, was not inside the house at the time, having fled after receiving a threatening message from Cabasal just minutes earlier. However, his home was destroyed and his neighbor's house was also damaged in the resulting blaze. Investigators say that if anyone had been inside at the time of the incident, they likely would not have been able to escape. After setting the fires, Cabasal fled Fort Mill and briefly went on the run. During that time, he changed his Facebook profile photo to an image from the film Catch Me If You Can in an apparent attempt to taunt investigators. Cabasal was arrested when he turned himself in at a hospital in Michigan a week later. Cabasal pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree arson and harassment on December 2nd and was sentenced to 12 years in prison.
Police departments across the U.S. are warning about the dangers of the latest trend on TikTok this week, which they say has already caused serious property damage and could lead to far more tragic consequences. According to reports, the so-called door-kicking challenge started recently in college dorms as a prank. Users of the social media platform would film themselves standing outside of someone's door while playing the Kesha song Die Young, and would then kick or loudly bang on the door twice in unison with the beat of the song before running away. While the prank started out innocently enough, authorities now say that people are beginning to take the challenge too far, and that it has moved beyond college campuses to the front doors of random homeowners. During one incident in the city of Petaluma, California, surveillance video was captured of suspects allegedly participating in the challenge who fully kicked a person's door in. The door reportedly now needs hundreds of dollars in repairs. Other law enforcement departments, such as the Lincoln Police Department in Nebraska, say that they have recently received numerous complaints from residents saying their doors were kicked. Property damage aside, authorities say that they are concerned that residents unfamiliar with the bizarre challenge may misinterpret it as a home invasion, a situation they fear could have fatal consequences. At the time of this recording, it's unclear if anyone has been arrested or charged in connection with the so-called door-kicking challenge.
Authorities in Orange County, California say that a local woman was arrested on suspicion of grand theft after she was accused of stealing more than $300,000 worth of merchandise from high-end retailers. According to reports, 38-year-old Katerina Zharkova was taken into custody on November 23rd after investigators from the state's Organized Retail Crime Task Force followed her into a Nordstrom rack at South Coast Shopping Mall. Zharkova was witnessed walking out of the store with at least $3,500 worth of stolen items. When authorities obtained a warrant to search the 38-year-old's home, they discovered more than 2,300 additional items, which had also allegedly been stolen from high-end retailers such as Gucci, Prada, and Jimmy Choo. According to investigators, the items were packed wall-to-wall in every room of Zharkova's home, and it's believed she was selling them online. Industry experts are reportedly still working to create an inventory of all merchandise, but as of the time of this recording, it's valued at more than $328,600. Though it's unclear when Zharkova began her alleged shoplifting spree or when authorities first began investigating her, it's alleged that she was able to steal so much without being caught for so long by using tools to disable security sensor devices at the stores that she hit. At the time of this recording, Zharkova has been released on bail, however, more charges could be coming. At the time of her most recent arrest, she had already been charged with felony grand theft and misdemeanor possession of burglary tools. She pleaded not guilty to both offenses back in September.
Authorities in Orange County, Florida say that a 32-year-old man is facing a second-degree murder charge this week after he allegedly killed his father during an argument over a television. According to reports, police were alerted to the incident at around 3 p.m. on November 28th, when they received a call from Mario Tarabio Giustiniano, saying that he had fought with his dad and that he didn't know whether he was alive. When police arrived at Giustiniano's residence at the Urbana Apartments in Hunters Creek, they found 59-year-old Mario Enrique Tarabio on his back on the bedroom floor. Blood was found scattered throughout the scene, and the 59-year-old was declared dead by paramedics shortly after they arrived. When he was interviewed by police, Giustiniano revealed the unbelievable reason behind the fatal incident: an argument over a television. Giustiniano told investigators that he wanted to buy a new TV for his apartment, but his father wanted to give him an older model for free. This led to a disagreement between the men, which escalated when Tarabio tried to get past his son, but he wouldn't move, so he punched him in the face. After that, Giustiniano admitted that he had hit his father several times, finally placing him in a chokehold and slamming him to the ground as hard as he could. When he realized his father was unconscious, he called 911. Giustiniano was subsequently arrested and charged with second-degree murder and is currently being held in the Orange County Jail without bond.
Representatives from the Philadelphia Police Department say that 2 men have been charged with murder and numerous other offenses this week after they allegedly shot a local teenager while he waited for the bus. According to reports, the incident took place at around 3:30 p.m. on November 29th, a short time after 9th grader Samir Jefferson had finished his school day at Thomas A. Edison High School in North Philadelphia. As he stood on Wyoming Avenue waiting for the bus to take him home, 2 gunmen exited a nearby vehicle and began to chase him, firing at least 36 shots in his direction. Samir was reportedly hit 18 times and died from his injuries at a local hospital a short time later. On December 1st, 2 men in their 20s were arrested in connection with the shooting. They have been identified as Kadir Johnson and Khair Garnett. Both are charged with murder, conspiracy, violation of the Uniform Firearms Act, possession of an instrument of crime, reckless endangerment, tampering with evidence, as well as other offenses. At the time of this recording, the motive behind Samir's murder remains unknown. One report we came across mentioned that he had sent someone a video of a fight over Instagram just 15 minutes before the shooting, though it's unknown if this played any part in his death. The incident is still under investigation.
Authorities in Blount County, Alabama say that they are working to get to the bottom of a bizarre dumping case this week, after several hundred FedEx packages were recently found abandoned in a local ravine. According to reports, the case began on November 24th, when around 450 packages were discovered in a ravine on a private property in an undisclosed area of the county. It was soon learned that these were undelivered FedEx packages of assorted sizes and varying states of damage. It took a team of police officers and FedEx employees until the following afternoon to dig all of the dumped items out of the ravine. But even once they were recovered, investigators were left with a frustrating task ahead of them. Police say that it will likely be some time before they are able to get the whole thing sorted out, determining what was dumped, what condition it's in, and who it belongs to. As for how the packages came to find themselves in this bizarre location, authorities announced this week that they had identified a single driver for FedEx's ground service, allegedly responsible for dumping them there. It said that the driver returned to the location as many as 6 times to dump the packages. Investigators say that FedEx is therefore the victim of 6 different theft of property cases. Though the driver has apparently been questioned, they have not been publicly identified. It's unclear if charges are going to be pursued against them at this time. At the time of this recording, police are asking for patience from those who may be missing packages in Blount County, as this is a complicated case. For their part, FedEx announced that they would deliver recovered packages wherever possible and would seek resolution for damaged shipments. The motive behind the package dumping currently remains a mystery.
Authorities in the Mexican state of Quintana Roo say that they are investigating the murder of a 26-year-old American woman from Washington state this week after she was allegedly beaten to death by her boyfriend in Cancun. According to reports, Sativa Tran Su was originally supposed to visit her family in Washington for the Thanksgiving holiday, but changed her plans when she and her boyfriend of 3 years, 31-year-old Taylor Allen, decided to take a last-minute trip to Mexico instead. They arrived at the resort on Thursday, November 25th, and just 2 days later, Sativa's lifeless body was found in her hotel room in Cancun. Though few details are known about Sativa's death at this time, it is alleged that she was beaten to death by her boyfriend sometime between Friday night and Saturday morning. Local media reported that an American citizen was arrested for the crime, and though the U.S. State Department declined to confirm that it was Allen, it has been widely reported that this is the case. According to Sativa's friends and family, Allen had exhibited troubling behavior in their relationship for some time. He reportedly monitored her phone and was apparently known to have a violent temper and a drinking problem. Sativa allegedly used to refer to a so-called alter ego of Allen's that would come out when he drank too much that she referred to as the Beast. Several of the people close to Sativa say that from the time that she and Allen arrived on their holiday, concerning things immediately started to happen. On the night before the murder, Sativa and Allen reportedly got into an altercation that required her to get stitches, and she texted some people saying that she couldn't recall what had happened. Just a few hours before Sativa was killed, Allen reportedly threatened to jump off their 4th-floor balcony. Though this has not been confirmed, some have speculated that Sativa may have tried to end her relationship with Allen on the trip, and that this may have triggered one of his violent outbursts. At the time of this recording, the case is still under investigation, and Sativa's family are still working to have her remains returned to the United States.
Authorities in Palm Beach County, Florida say that they are one major step closer to closing a 38-year-old cold case murder this week, after new fingerprint technology allowed them to make an arrest in connection with the case. According to reports, Carla Lowe was just 21 years old when her lifeless body was found on November 13, 1983. She had been badly beaten and run over on a roadway in Delray Beach. Though detectives scoured the area where Carla's body was found and retraced her steps that day, there seemed to be few pieces of evidence that led anywhere. One of the few suspects in the case, a man named Ralph Williams, was actually arrested on the day of Carla's murder on grand theft auto and burglary charges. However, there was no evidence concretely connecting him to the murder. Though it took 38 years, it appears that finally investigators have found the piece of evidence that they were looking for. Thanks to new fingerprint technology developed in the UK, detectives in Delray Beach were allegedly able to recover a fingerprint from Williams on a piece of evidence from the 1983 crime scene. Unfortunately, because the investigation is still ongoing, police have been very tight-lipped about what this evidence was, or even how the new fingerprint technology works and how it was utilized. Williams was arrested in Jacksonville on November 29th, and has now been charged with first-degree murder. According to reports, Williams had no ties to Carla, and the motive behind her killing still remains a mystery. That's it for this edition of Crimes of the Week. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest releases. Thank you for watching.